Hello, people of the internet, and welcome to the team builder for the Mousa Minuns in the CPA Season 3, Week 3. Well, yeah, the Season 3, Week 3 team builder for the Mousa Minuns in the CPA. Sorry, bad wording at the beginning. Haven't done this in a while because this week got postponed a week because Week 2, some people took literally forever to finish. But yeah, so Season 3 got postponed a week, and so now I'm doing the team builder for Week 3, where we face the Boston Celebis, coached by EnchantedCelebi. Of course, I'm SarzeLight, your coach for the Mousa Minuns. Of course, our drafts will be on screen. However, mine has changed slightly. Where you see Hoopa on our draft, on the Mousa Minun draft, Tropius has taken that spot because I FA'd Tropius, mostly just for this battle. Yeah. Because I know Celebi decently well, I'd say, and, well, when it comes to Pokemon, we think alike. We like to use the weird mons, the weird sets, things that generally shouldn't work, but can surprise you. And so I issued the challenge to Celebi. The Battle of the Gimmicks. Oh. So basically the challenge is 6 mons with the most gimmicky sets you can come up with. Things that just don't make sense, but you want to try them out and see if they work. Of course, as you can see on the screen right now, the team is already built. Yet because of the nature of our battle, I actually had to take quite a while to think about how I wanted to build a team. So I'm afraid there's no normal team builder where I go through the thought process on everything, because that video would be about 2-3 hours long, because that's how long I spent building this team. The only two sets that didn't take very long really are the first two, and that's simply because I kind of already had them planned out. I mean, anyways, let's get into the team. Starting off, we have our faithful Arcanine, Haruki. Now, you're going to be looking at this set and be thinking, well, what's gimmicky about this? Is the set you've used pretty much the entire, the entire league so far. Yeah, that's true. I have used my bulky Arcanine every week, but that's the thing. That's the gimmick. It's an Arcanine that walls people. You don't see that very often. Arcanine is normally a high-power physical attacker that just comes in, nukes the first thing it sees, and maybe gets off another kill or two because, it's a fire type and it learns good coverage moves. A long time ago, I decided to run Arcanine a little differently. It worked really well. Funnily enough, I tested it out first against Celebis on the 3DS, and that's where I found out that it works quite well. I managed to wall a few water types, to my surprise. But Haruki's being used a little differently. So as you can see, looking at Haruki now, we've got, for stars, obviously an Arcanine holding the Heat Rock to increase the turns of Sunny Day, so it's 8 turns instead of 5. Obviously the ability Intimidate, because we need to deal with those physical attackers, and Celebi's draft is riddled with physical attackers, so definitely need to deal with those. Of course, there are some special attackers in there, but as per usual, I'm running max HP, max special defense, and using in the combo of Intimidate Will-O-Wisp to basically neutralize every physical attacker I can come across. So, we've got Intimidate, and now, Sunny Day. This is not for Haruki, not in the slightest. As you can see, she doesn't know a single fire type move besides Sunny Day and Will-O-Wisp. So yeah, the Sunny Day is not for her. It's just being set up by her because she's a good mon to set it up, and it means that I can free up another mon and not have to give them a Heat Rock to make it last forever. So yeah, we've got the Sunny Day, which will last for 8 turns because of the Heat Rock. We've got the Will-O-Wisp to shut down the physical attackers. We've got Skull Bash. Gen 1 move, so you were thinking, well, Intimidate isn't an ability, and that's from Gen 1. How are you doing that? Well, basically because this takes place on Showdown, as long as you're playing custom games, you can have movesets that technically aren't able to exist inside the games. I had to do that last week as well because I ran Burn Up on an Arcanine that also had, what was it? Basically, oh no, it couldn't have Burn Up and one of the other moves it had, I believe. It was something like that, I can't quite remember, so yeah. So yes, Skull Bash and then Attract. Because who wouldn't find our Haruki mystifying? But yes, so there we go, we've got our Arcanine. Of course, as I said before, max HP, max special defense, with a careful nature, and a little bit of defense. It's not much, it's not really going to help with physical attackers, but then again, it doesn't really need to. I just she shuts them down with the Intimidate Will-O-Wisp. Next up, we have our newest addition, our Tropius, Sun's Gift. Now this is the set, one of the sets I had from before, and oh boy, like, okay, so the actual proper set, like the moves, I hadn't put together before. The only thing that was of this set, and this is who the Sunny Day is for, was Starfberry Harvest. Now, what Harvest does, if you are unaware, is, as it says, if the held item is a berry and is consumed by the Pokemon, there is a 50% chance that Pokemon will just restore the berry at the end of the turn. And when in harsh sunlight, or sunlight from sunny day, drought, desolate land, that chance becomes 100%, as in the berry is guaranteed to be recycled at the end of the turn. Now, if you're unaware of what a Starfberry does, it raises a random stat by 2 when in a pinch or at a quarter HP. Doesn't raise accuracy and evasion, and of course being a berry is single use, but thanks to Harvest, it would come back. Now, in the sun, since it's a 100% chance, basically because Starfberry would activate at the end of the... well, it would activate either before Sun's Gift got his turn, or at the end of the round. It would, yeah, the Starfberry would be consumed. A random stat, not accuracy or evasion, would be raised by 2 stages. And then Harvest would kick in, recycling the berry, which would then immediately be eaten again to raise another stat. And, well, that's the thing. Harvest would continually do that until Sun's Gift here is at +6 in every stat. You see where the gimmick is coming now, is basically this entire set sort of relies on getting the +6, because there is no investment in any attack stats. Pure bulk, just to live the hit. Live enough hits. The moves I went with, Giga Drain just for recovery, same with Leech Seed. Leech Seed and Giga Drain are literally, they're just for recovery, because otherwise this Tropius doesn't have any. I was thinking of running a Dream Eater set, but I don't... no, not Dream Eater, what am I talking about? It doesn't get access to Dream Eater, I don't think. No, I was thinking of running something, but I can't remember what it was. I was thinking of running Roost. Roost Solar Beam instead of Giga Drain Leech Seed, but I went with the Giga Drain Leech Seed because honestly I like it more. You get turn-based healing, and then Giga Drain is just you deal a load of damage and then heal off of that damage. Pretty good in my eyes. Natural Gift, which is it's a physical attack, so it's not great for our Tropius here, which has a base power and a type based on the berry that you're holding, and of course, again, in the Sun and Harvest, it would consume the berry to use the attack, and then immediately get it back at the end of the turn. And with a Starfberry, it's a base 100 Psychic type move. So basically that deals with any poison types, or fighting types, or... was all Psychic strong against? No, there's something else, isn't there? No, that is just... I don't remember. But yeah, no, that would deal... it would also be neutral to a lot of things, so yeah. That's that. Air Slash for those scummy flinches, because who doesn't love to flinch things and basically make it so they can't move? And of course Aerialize, like I said, for the turn-based healing. On this, you can see the suggested set. I ignored the suggested set, and I went for a Calm Nature for the extra special defense and a little bit less attack, since most of his attacks are special. Max HP and split defenses, just because I don't know which side I'm going to get hit on, and I want to be able to live at least a quarter, at most a quarter health, at least. You know, if I'm going to live something really badly, I want to just live it. Okay, so Star Fairy activates, and suddenly I outspeed everything. So yeah, there we go. We've got Sun's Gift or Tropius, nice shiny, you know, max happiness male, very good. Next up we have Modest, the Heliolisk. This is actually, well, as you know, I've had Heliolisk on the draft the entire time and never actually used it. Well, again, Battle of the Gimmicks, I get to bring a funny set and see what happens. Now, if you are following me and you've joined it, I do have a Discord server, and on there I have a place where people can suggest Pokemon sets, because I use weird sets. This is an amalgamation of two sets. One I came up with myself, and one suggested by a person who goes by the name of Modest Heliolisk. I think you can see why it's called Modest now. It's essentially named after him. I gave it the Lychee Berry to raise its attack when it gets so low health, and Sandveil. Yeah, Sandveil's a weird one, because it's one of the few, you know, one of the few non-rock types that get access to this ability. So, basically, extra evasion for no reason. Honestly, I really should have activated it. Like, you know, I should use it. It's quite good, and this could work really well. That's why I know Sandstorm. But yes, we've got Thunder Punch for the stab and the 10% chance to paralyze. Fire Punch with the 10% chance to burn. Sandstorm for, you know, setting up the Sandstorm to basically make him harder to hit. And Return for that massive damage from Heliolisk, especially after it's eaten his Lychee Berry and gotten a 1.5 times, you know, a one stage in attack. That could work really well. Of course, I'm running max speed, max attack, Jolly with a little bit of HP. Just, I mean, I wasn't expecting this thing to do very well. Like, I wanted it to work, but I'm not expecting. I'm not really expecting it to do much. It's his coverage is on the special side. I could have run a special solar power, but that wouldn't be gimmicky, because that's an actual set people would run with Heliolisk. You know, just to make him deal as much damage as possible. But yeah, that's the Heliolisk. You'll see how using him went to win the battle, which, full disclosure, has happened already. I don't normally record, you know, team builders and battles until after both have happened, just so I don't give away strategies to my opponent. Next up, we have, returning from last week, Meep God the Minun. Now, of course, last week, Meep God kind of got destroyed immediately by... It wasn't the Lucario. What destroyed Meep God? It was the other thing that he had. The other thing he used to just kind of Shrek through my team. I forget what it was. But, yeah, so we've got our Minun. Meep God, shiny, obviously, needs to be, holding the Poison Barb. Now you're thinking, well, why Poison Barb? It doesn't get Poison type moves. Well, ignore the ability, I just gave it Volt Absorb because it was more useful than Minus. Now you'll see this is a fully physical Minor, max speed, max attack, a little bit of special defense, Jolly Nature, Dynamic Punch, Nuzzle, Headbutt, Fling. Fling is where the Poison Barb comes in. When flung using Fling, the Poison Barb gives Fling 70 base power and poisons the target. And looking at this, you can see, wait, well, you've got a bunch of different status conditions. You've got Fling, which will cause poison once, Nuzzle, paralysis, Dynamic Punch, confusion, Headbutt, flinch. No, this Minun is meant to basically stop anyone from attacking. That's all it does. It's just like, hey, you're not attacking anymore. Screw you. And you'll get to see how that worked out in the battle. So yeah, like I said, max speed, max attack, a little bit of special defense, Jolly Nature, just to get that going. Mine isn't the best physical attacker, it's not the best attacker, to be honest. I acknowledge that mine isn't a great Pokemon, but I love it a bit, and I had to bring it. It's the mascot, my mascot, and the mascot for the team. And in the Battle of Gimmicks, mine is the first mon I ever made a weird set on. It had to come with me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing my weird sets proud. Next up, we have our Tangrowth, appropriately named Mother Spaghetti. I think we know what that is in reference to. Holding the Binding Band, female and shiny. The reason I went for female actually is a lot of people tend to run moves like Attract on female mons, not male mons. So if I was going to run to Attract mon, I wanted my Trapping mon to be immune to it. So this is a Trapping set, holding the Binding Band with Regenerator, so I can swap out if I need to. With Bind. So Binding Band, Bind. Bind's more powerful than Eternally Damage. Toxic. It's a Trapping set. Why wouldn't I run Toxic? Mud Slap, just to get rid of accuracy, so anything that I'm in against, I can lower the accuracy and then it can't attack me back. Trust me, you'll see how that went in the battle. I made a huge boo-boo. And Bullet Seed, because why not? I mean, might as well hit them with with extra damage. And Bullet Seed stab, so why not? Again, I wanted to run low base power moves, so I wasn't just nuking stuff down. I could have ran things like what's it called? Power Whip. But again, that would have just been like, meh. If anything, I could have run Rest on this, because then if I ran into any problems, well, wouldn't be able to stop it. This max HP, max special defense, careful nature with a little bit of defense. That's how I ran it. Funnily enough, the suggestion was to run it physically defensive, and I ran it specially defensive. Because I was just... Well, I mean, it has massive physical defense anyways. So, it's kind of better to run special defense so that you can tank a special hit. At least in my eyes. I mean, obviously, if I could have run Assault Vest with max physical defense, but then that wouldn't have done much. It just depends on what you need. I decided to go with specially defensive, Trapping set, and you know what, it may pay off, may have paid off. You'll get to find out. And finally, of course, we brought the Kyurem-Black, this time shiny, which doesn't normally happen very often, because obviously, actually no, it's not shiny a lot, so yeah, there we go, shiny Kyurem-Black. With this, you can see, holding Stellium Z. Now again, I wanted to make a really gimmicky set, and this guy gets a massive attack stat, so I decided to run something a bit weird, obviously, because that's what I'm doing. Stellium Z with Steel Wing. Raise my defense, 10% chance. See how Steel Wing went. But the Stellium Z for the Z move. Dragon Tail to swap out anything that tries to set up or is being annoying. Rest and Sleep Talk. Yeah, Rest Sleep Talk set on a Kyurem-Black. Now that's something you don't see every day. And then so I went with bulky physical sweeper, max HP. Well, I didn't go with the bulky physical sweeper set. Did give it adamant a little bit of attack investment just to get massive attack stat. I actually had it with 420 attack. I hadn't noticed that until after the battle, and I was like, oh, that's brilliant. 112 defense and 120 special defense. Adamant nature. Whoa, indeed. So yeah, that is the squad that I brought to the battle against EnchantedCelebi. And tomorrow, on Saturday, day after this video goes up, you will get to see these guys in action and see how that battle went. Anyways, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in at the battle. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.